So let's talk surveys and Unearthed Arcana. They exist, and they exist for a very important reason, and if you don't know why, I think we should talk about it. So stay tuned. Survey says you should subscribe. What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and let's just jump over to D&D Beyond, not D&D Beyond, sorry, the Wizards of the Coast website, rather, for the most recent subclass revisited Unearthed Arcana that I reviewed a couple days ago when it came out. But you'll see right down here, it says Survey, Psionic Options Revisited. If you're unaware, every time an Unearthed Arcana is released, either within a couple days or maybe a week or so after, or whenever the next one is released, they'll add a survey to review the previous version. I don't think I really need to tell you what a survey is. I feel like everybody knows, but basically what that's going to do is ask you several sets of questions. When did you get started in D&D? What do you think about this? And then it'll go through and say, okay, there were 3 subclasses in that one. What are your thoughts on each one? And it'll break down, like, what are your thoughts on this ability? And it's like that standard, you check a dot where it's, very dissatisfied, slightly dissatisfied, and so on all the way up the line. And then each one has a block of text where they say, okay, text box where you can say, okay, tell us anything else you want to know. And basically, just in case you're unaware, again, Unearthed Arcana is playtest. And the reason they do this is they can send this out to the internet and the masses can go out and play this and see what they think about it. But here's the thing. If you just go and play as this new Unearthed Arcana subclass and then don't provide any feedback back through this survey mechanic, your playtest was for naught, because you can't tell them what they should change or update if you don't tell them what they should change or update, if that makes sense. So we all get a chance to playtest this 2 weeks, a month, months, however long. But if you don't report back what your findings are, they have no means of knowing. Like, maybe you found some game-breaking loophole when you played through it, and that needs to be addressed. Or maybe you didn't, and maybe you think it's super underpowered, and this needs to be boosted because you never used this ability in X amount of time of playing this class. So that's what the survey is for. Just provide them as much information as you can, so that way they can use that to shape future releases. And I'm going to jump over here to the newest subclass revisited, because you can see right here where it's highlighted about the Archivist. It says that subclass, as an Artificer subclass rather, was well liked, but there was a fair amount of confusion about its story, and many readers thought it would work better as a Wizard subclass. Well, what did we get? We got it as a Wizard subclass. So what that means is enough people in the comments, or not in the comments, sorry, in the survey had said, this looks good, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think it should be a Wizard. And in doing so, we have it now as a Wizard subclass. So we're in a very integral time right now where we are months away, it seems, from this predicted player-based resource book we're going to get towards the end of the year. My gut's telling me November. And if you were not around for the Xanathar's time, we got a whole bunch of Unearthed Arcana real quick, almost week to week, kind of like what we were getting, where we were getting new, it seemed like new subclasses almost every week, every other week. And then there were a few iterations of revisions, right? So they'd come out and they'd review 3 of them, and then they maybe review 3 more, and they'd go through a cycling process to update and tweak and tell you what they like, what they didn't like, and mess around with the mechanics. Whether that this time around it seems like they're doing proficiency bonus mechanics. You can do this proficiency bonus times per long rest. That's something relatively new. If you think that's great, let them know in the survey. If you think that's horrible, let them know in the survey. So I just really wanted to draw attention to that, to make sure that if you do feel strongly about it, I saw some tweets going around that people were complaining about the subclass, the Psionics Revisited, that they really didn't like how certain things were changed in one of their favorite subclasses. Probably the Aberrant Sorcerer was probably the big one, because there was a large shift there. The thing is, you can complain all you want on the internet, but if you didn't complain through the survey process, which is actually utilized to change things, then it didn't matter. You can bitch all you want, but it's not going to do anything. So anyway, folks, kind of a short video. Just wanted to make sure you're aware and go fill it out for psionics, and once it becomes available for the subclasses revisited, I know a lot of you in my comments were complaining how much you really liked the revived rogue and really don't like the phantom rogue. Well, make sure you let Wizards of the Coast know that that's true, so they can go and maybe incorporate your feedback and change it for better or for worse. So thank you all so much for watching. I did want to draw your attention to, we have a merch store, a Teespring merch store, but I added some new things that, because Teespring has added new options. So you can see here I've got all Nerd Immersion logo stuff. I have a Forever DM design as well. But what I'm really excited about is we do have these brand new fully embroidered beanies and hats. Those are just added to the store. I think they look really, really sweet. I'm a big fan. So I just wanted to call that to your attention. There's a couple other things on there as well. And if you happen to be a patron over on Patreon, all tiers get some degree of a discount on that merchandise. I think it ranges from 10 to 20%, depending on the tier you're at. So something else to consider as well. Speaking of those patrons, thank you so much for all my patrons on Patreon supporting me. We're going to be bringing back It Builds Character, the live stream, because of them. If you haven't taken a chance to subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you did so, and I will see you all next time.